It's very important to remember this month, my gorgeous Virgos. It's very, very important to remember indeed to stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself and do what you want to do. Do what would you like to do. Do only what makes you happy, okay? There is going to be an important emotional moment that you're going to be going through this month, indeed. An important emotional moment. It is just going to really require from you to make the necessary adjustments and necessary changes in your life in order to be happy. The 13th of July is going to be a very important day for you, my gorgeous Virgos, my gorgeous Virgolinis. The 13th of July is going to be the day when this is going to become very strongly evident. At the same time, I'm going to say again, you just need to make sure that you stay true to yourself, because by lying to yourself or by not being true to yourself, you're not doing good to anyone, because at the same time, you're almost as if it is just a huge amount of negative energy that is preventing you from moving on. Lots of cloudness that is just going to be there until you be true to yourself, which means, as I said, to see what is blocking you, what is preventing you, what is making you unhappy, what is making you a little bit anxious, what is making you a little bit stressful, but especially when it comes to your life, especially when it comes to your relationships, especially when it comes to people around you. There is going to be the certain realization that you are going to have. The certain realization is going to have a certain adjustment that you are going to need to make, and that adjustment that you are going to need to make is going to be very powerful indeed. Very, very powerful moment, very powerful time, and it is just going to be the certain time. It is just going to be, you will be able to feel this, to sense this. You will know exactly that it's time to make the necessary changes. This is very important, because at the same time, the 13th of July is also going to be the day when you're going to have your own absolutely mind-blowing awakening. This day is going to be your own awakening, my gorgeous Virgos, and after this moment in time, the things are not going to be the same anymore, but it's also like almost as if you're getting this like a sacred courage that you're going to get, that you're going to gain on this particular day in order to act with certain people, in order to act in a certain way around a certain people, in order to do what you want to do and to get where you want to get. This is so important, but it's very deep, it's very spiritual, and it's very powerful, and it's just going to be a very important moment in time. So the 13th of July is going to be the time of your personal awakening, and that in itself is just going to be very, very important time when it comes to the certain beginning. Okay, this is gonna be the moment and the moment in time when you're gonna start feeling very inspired, and you're gonna start living your life again. I'm not saying that you didn't live your life again, but you will see exactly what I mean, because sometimes in our lives, we are trying, but our spiritual journeys, they come to an end with a certain people, they come to an end with a certain situation, they come to an end with a certain parts of our lives, and this is how it is. It's normal, because our spiritual journey wouldn't evolve, and this is how our spiritual journey evolved. But this is going to be a very important time, because certainly you're going to have a control over your life, control over the situation. You see, it's just so good, because emotionally this is something, this is a lot to do with you. This is a lot to do with your emotions. This is a lot to do how you feel, and this is a lot to do with the lots of emotions that you've been keeping in, and lots of emotions that you're not saying, lots of emotions that you're not talking about, but it's just all down to you. My babies, my beautiful Virgolini, it's just basically my gorgeous Virgos, it's just basically sometimes, you need to, only you can help yourself. Sometimes, only you are the one who can make the necessary changes, nobody else around you. So this is all going to be down to you. This is going to be an important moment in time, but also what else I was going to say, that this day is also going to bring you a little bit of an unexpected situation, because just don't forget that number 13, it's a very powerful number, it's a very strong number indeed, and it's brilliant, and it's bringing you a rather sacred time. Okay, when I say that it's bringing a rather sacred time, there is also going to be the moment when you're going to be like a little bit surprised. There's going to be like a slightly surprise moment that you're going to have on the 13th July, but that surprising moment that you're going to have is just going to bring you the certain wisdom. It's going to bring you the certain wisdom because of the certain reaction that you are going to have. And also it's going to make you realize something very important about your life here. Okay, so in an unexpected situation that you're going to have by the end of the day on the 13th of July, it's also going to be something that is just going to bring a new idea. That new idea that you're going to have, it's going to be everything. That new idea is, that you're going to have, it's going to be really powerful. That new idea that you're going to have, it's going to help you to live your life again. I'm not saying that you didn't live it again, please don't get me wrong, but it's just going to be so good, and it's going to have immediate reflection and impact on your whole life when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your relationships, and when it comes to the things that you are doing. Oh my God, this is going to be really good. This is going to be really big. Actually, to be quite honest, I think so far that July is actually going to be the most advanced month when it comes to you having and going through really big changes, my gorgeous Virgos, okay? My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous, my special Virgos, and it's for July 2019, so it's for you, my gorgeous Virgos, and it's for July 2019. Of course, this is going to be the month that there is so much is actually going to change. You're going to be super active this month, and I'm so happy for you. But now, when it comes to the actual number, of course, what is your number this month? Yes, it's number 1. Of course, it's number 1. Very strong, very powerful, very significant. And of course, what's marking? It's marking the brand new beginning. It's also marking the brand new stage. And it's also saying that there is going to be a moment when you're going to be quite surprised about the chosen path. The chosen path is going to be revealed. And I like it because this is exactly what you wanted, exactly what you needed. You needed changes. You needed a new start. You needed a new beginning. This is so going to be so important because it's all about a certain basically a creation, creativity, optimism, a gain, and also the beginning of a very, very, very special, meaningful experience and adventure. There is a little mini adventure that you are going to have, Virgos, this month. My gorgeous Virgolinis, listen to me very, very carefully. It is the moment when you're going to kind of feel like to be a little bit naughty, and it's good to be a little bit naughty every now and then. You see the naughty, little bit naughty situation is going to turn into something like, oh my God, something huge, something massive, something absolutely significant. One step at a time. It's like a domino, really. And the outcome of this is actually going to be like some kind of adventure that is just going to show you the life, show you something very important, and show you something that you feel very connected to, but you're not going to be surprised. But this is going to be very, very special moment indeed, because this is the month of the new beginning, and this is the month of change. This is the month of change, and this is the month when you're going to make an adjustment, not just one but quite a few adjustments that are going to bring your life to where it should be. On another hand, let me tell you, baby, on another hand, there is a justice coming. On another hand, there is a justice. You are having your own justice, and I'm so happy and I'm so glad. So basically, this justice is going to be good. This justice is going to be an advancement, and also it's just going to be very good for your situation. When it comes to your financial situation, you're going to be able to relax after this moment. This justice is also going to be like a really big reward for you, because it's something that you were worrying about. So if you're waiting for some kind of court case, you're gonna do really well. It's gonna put a big smile on your case, on your case. Hey, smile on my case. No, smile on your face. And also, like, if you're, if you're waiting for like some kind of court case, or if you're waiting for certain people to decide something for you, most certainly this is going to be the good month, because it's going to be decided in your favor, my gorgeous Virgos, and that is just going to be good, and it's going to kind of give you like a really beautiful satisfaction, and you're going to realize certain good intentions by somebody else that are going to make sense to you this month. And this is really good because it's going to be well-meaning, and this is something that you needed to have confirmed, and it is going to be confirmed. And also watch for an advice at a moment in time this month when you actually have some kind of like winning, or some kind of like what I just said, like some kind of justice through. Just watch for the certain advice. There's an advice that is going to travel by you, next to you, that it's kind of going to make sense to you. It may not be directly said to you, but you may read it somewhere, and then it's just going to be completely connected to your own situation. Certain advice is just going to be really, really good, and it's going to make sense, and something financial is going to come out of it in a positive way, in a better way because of that. Okay, now my babies, when it comes to the actual health, it's like, ooh la la, it seems to be like, it's like so many signs have been affected by like a little bit of low, you know, like a cold and flu, low immune system, you see, a little bit lower immune system, and this is very significant, it's very specific when it comes to you, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It's basically the actual, it's a little bit of cold and flu symptoms that you're going to have, and also a little tiny just touch of a little bit of stressful months is going to be, because you know, emotionally you will be surprised, and emotionally you will be happy, then emotionally you'll be looking towards things, but then there's so many new unfoldments that they're going to have that it's going to take from you a little bit, like just a tiny little bit of baby stress that you're actually going to have. So that's why highly recommend, like for your stress and for the actual for the stress and for like a low immune system, I highly recommend you to get acerola cherry powder. I did tell you this before, to get acerola cherry powder is just so significant, so important and so powerful. Do not take like a fake vitamin C. I say fake vitamin C because they're very naughty what they do. Like you go to the health shop and then you find like a natural vitamin C, like, you know, little tablets, you know, like a natural vitamin C, and then they basically, you look at the back of the ingredients and you see like free from this, free from that, free from this, free from that. Oh, wonderful. But the actual main ingredient is made of chemical, ascorbic acid. Like they sell ascorbic acid as a natural vitamin C, but it's not. It's like made of chemical. Ascorbic acid is not natural. That's why I'm saying to get acerola, organic acerola cherry powder, which is a natural form of vitamin C, okay? And it gives you 1080 milligrams of vitamin C, but just 1 teaspoon of serving. When you drink this with a little bit of water and just drink it throughout the month, like a very first thing in the morning, it's going to boost your vitamin C, but it's also rich in B vitamins as well. It's not only vitamin C, okay? So you get vitamin C and vitamin B to help you with your little stress levels as well, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. So that's why I'm highly suggesting you to get like a acerola cherry powder. And if you do feel a little bit drained, if you do feel a little bit tired, then just carry on taking like a spirulina, sea vegetables, which is like spirulina also needs to be 100% natural. And if you're on any other medication, sorry, my cat's hair, if you're on any other medications, then or if you're pregnant and breastfeeding, and if you do take spirulina tablets for like need to be 100% natural and organic. If you take them, then you need to just check with your doctor, if you're GP, if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or if you're on any other medications, because only your doctor or your GP can actually tell you if you can take this or not. But it's very important for you to take this, and it's very important for you to drink as much water as you can throughout the months. Okie dokie, my gorgeous Virgolinis. So now basically going on the very first day that it's going to be important for you, it's actually going to be on the 2nd of July. Now the 2nd of July, it is just going to be a connection and reconnection with somebody very special in your life, somebody like a very special who is going to tell you something. And what they're going to tell you is going to be very strong and very unique and very different, because this is going to be somebody who knows you so well, who knows you really well, and only people who knows you really well can actually tell you this and talk to you in this way and tell you things and bits and pieces about you that you, if somebody else would tell you this, you would get like a little bit upset, for example, you know. But sometimes, you know, people who really know you really well can tell you certain things, and that you know, you just kind of look at it from a completely different angle. It's because you've got a spiritual journey with them, connected with them, so that's where you're able to see it from a different place. So an advice from this very special person, someone is going to tell you something, and that is just going to make you feel really good. It's going to inspire you, and it's going to make you feel really optimistic, I have to say, indeed, because how is it going to actually how it's going to unfold? It's going to make you feel very brave, and it's going to make you realize something very special about yourself, very special about your strength, about your power, and about your own personal capacity. Now this is going to help you to make some kind of decision. But that decision, it's also going to require from you to have a certain action. And so, but the way the advice is going to be, it's just like by timing, you will know when to kind of go for this and when to do it, and when to go for this, you know, when to start this. Very important. because through this you're gonna come across somebody very honest and very consciousness, somebody very honest, and somebody very mature but very powerful but very interesting but very specific when it comes to you and when it comes to your spiritual journey. You're going to learn something very specific through this person, and that what you're going to learn, what you're going to get, is going to help you to like with a certain mirror reaction, and that is just going to bring you the whole new focus, which is going to another hand help you with a certain unfoldment, and that in itself is just going to make you feel very, very creative indeed. On the 2nd of July, it's very important, my babies, as well. See what you feel drawn to, see what you want to do, see what you do something different, or you can at least do something different. If you go to the shop that way, try to go to the shop different way, you know. If you go to the gym, like let's say this way, you go that way, you know, like just do something different, because doing something for the first time, it's also going to be the beginning of something new, but in itself an important time, because it's just also going to bring in something else, and it's just that in itself is just going to be like an unfoldment of a specific situation that it wouldn't normally happen, but it's just going to be so beneficial for you, because you're going to end up with having a really, really interesting idea out of it when it comes to your future planning. The second important day, my beautiful Virgos, it's actually going to be, what else I was going to say, it's very important to get something like a lapis lazuli. You see this gorgeous baby? Lapis lazuli is also known as a stone of an ancient Egypt. You know, I said this millions of times, but I just like it. I like Egypt. I like the spirituality. I like how powerful they were, you know, and it's just basically this comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain. And the link to buy this is in the description below, and by buying this you're also supporting my channel. But I highly suggest you, my beautiful babies, to actually wear lapis lazuli throughout this month, because most certainly it's going to help you to recognize certain spirituality, to recognize certain spiritual messages, to ground yourself in a certain way, but to also like kind of have a very clear focus, and kind of like because what is going to happen when we are dealing with lots of changes, then sometimes our focus is not the best, and by doing this you kind of are helping your third psychic eye to stay there, so subconsciously you're on top of the things anyway. So this is something that I highly recommend you to wear throughout July indeed. Okay, the second important date, it's actually going to be on the 12th of July. Now, the 12th of July is just all about swift activity and beautiful progress and movement when it comes to like decision that you weren't too sure whether it's going to be good. You made a certain decision some while ago within the last 8-9 months, and now that decision that you made, it didn't like kind of, it didn't go into fruition, like it didn't happen. It didn't have a swift change or anything like that in a long time. So now, after this amount of time, so now you will see that July is just going to start changing slowly things. When it comes to career, it's all going to start becoming better. When it comes to finances, financial situation is going to start being like really, really good here. But it's very important to recognize that there is going to be an important message for you that it's going to come through this situation. And also, that is just going to be a moment in time on the 12th of July when you're going to feel like, oh my god, this is perfect, fantastic, great determination and initiative you're going to have, and that is going to help with a slightly like a lower vibration moment in your life that you were going through just recently. This is going to wonderfully reflect on you, because it's going to give you beautiful butterfly wings to fly around and just look at the situation from a whole different angle, instead of just bringing yourself down or thinking negative about the wrong choice that you made recently. This is so good, because now the 12th of July is just going to bring you the whole beautiful determination, initiative, strength, you know, power, and it's all about your own success. And I really like it, because now this is going to make you feel very happy emotionally, and also you will know that you are ready to make one of the biggest decisions in your life, one of the most important decisions in your life. You're slowly going to be able to start making here, whether you understand how big this is going to be or not. But let me just tell you that whatever you plan throughout plant, whichever seed you plant throughout the actual July, this is going to be enormous, beautiful tree which is going to grow as far as Mars. It is just going to be absolutely amazing. On another hand, you know, let me tell you something, that it's going to be a little bit confusing moment, because now you even have like a hermit moment. A hermit moment, this is going to be so brilliant because it's only going to last like a day or two, you see, on the 12th of July, you see. But I'm seeing that this hermit moment more, it's going to last like about day or two. But it's just going to be like a very important for you to ground yourself, very important for you to try to go outside and sit next to the tree, put your palms on the actual tree, try to make a very strong connection with the tree, with your mind. The power of your mind is going to be super powerful, super strong, super significant. So if you just go to the tree, it can be like basically the way you choose the tree. It's just like if you're in the forest, you see which tree is the most beautiful to you. That means that that tree is calling you. That tree needs you. Like you need that tree, you know, for its actual energy. And this is going to help you so much. And that's how you see which tree it's calling you, by seeing which tree you're actually drawn to. Once you choose the tree, this can be in the park, this can be in the forest. But once you choose the tree, then you go stand next to it. You can only do this for a few minutes. You know, it doesn't have to be too long. To meditate, start a little meditation by putting your hands on the actual tree and imagine beautiful, powerful white light going through you, through the tree, you know, from the tree going through you everywhere, through your head, through your shoulders, through your, you know, through your body, through your right leg, through your left leg, you know, and then you return this energy. At the same time, you imagine this beautiful white light, white energy going through you, through every single part of your body, and then you just imagine this energy going back into the tree. So you take it from a tree, you kind of rejuvenate, you rebirth yourself, and you give it back to the tree at the same time. Just let me tell you that the power of your thoughts and thinking is going to be super strong and super manifesting at that time, that moment in time. So usually our thoughts are the energy anyway, so you are just creating this powerful connection in between yourself and the tree. And what is going to happen later on is that you're going to have a very interesting information that is going to come through this, because what it happens, you just invite like the universe, the spirit guides and angels into your life at the same time to kind of like just pinpoint certain direction for you, which is going to reflect on so much that's going on in your life, you know. But it is just going to be the new beginning. It's very interesting. So the bottom line is wait for the message from the spirit world after that moment in time when you do this, okay? The message can come at any time until the end of that week, for example, you know, at any time. It can come when you're sleeping, you know, most likely when you're sleeping or meditating, or like kind of like a drifting away, you know, a little bit. Okay, so now the third important date, it's actually going to be on the 27th of July. Now the 27th of July is going to be an important day, because this is going to be the moment in time when you're going to kind of also going to have to watch for the synchronicity here. Look for when the numbers are repeating as well, like if you have 1111, if you see 1010, if you see 2222, at the same time you need to make sure, especially in this particular day on the 27th of July, you see it's important day on this particular day as well, to kind of see what you were thinking at around the time when you saw this synchronicity. On another hand, control over situation is going to come through forward. This is a really good day. This is a really powerful day. This is absolutely mind-blowing day that is going to happen. The progress is going to be mind-blowing. The certain progress is going to become really evident. You're going to end up with more than what you thought. You're going to end up with a certain realization about your own emotional power. You were worried to make a certain decision, and the 27th of July it's going to confirm to you that you were absolutely right to make the certain decision, because you were made and you were worried that you are not going to be strong enough, but most certainly not only that you are strong enough, but you're absolutely mind-blowingly strong. The whole new progress is going to kind of, the whole new motivation is going to come through as well. And what else I was going to say, the 27th of July, it's also going to become very significant, because the motivation through somebody very special and very important to you, the certain motivation is going to become evident, and it's going to be really good, because for both of you and that person, this is going to be great to do and a great start. On another hand, you know, it's just the 27th of July, it's going to be an important day, because it is just like you need to be patient. Do not rush into any decisions. If somebody just asks you to like rush into some kind of decision or something like that on this day, don't rush into any decisions whatsoever. Just remember to be patient. On another hand, you're going to need to make like a certain, you're going to need to pay attention to the certain management, and also the certain adjustment is going to take place. And that adjustment that is going to take place, it's also going to come through the person that is influencing you in the right way, because most certainly successful combination in between you and somebody else is going to bring something very, very special here indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Virgos, basically the first part of July 2019 is just going to start in such a way when you're gonna be like, you know what, it's time to wake up. It's absolutely time to wake up, time to open your eyes, and just time to deal with things that you know are no longer working. It's time to deal with things that are no longer making you happy. I said this millions of times, this earth, we are here just passengers, we are here just for a while, and we are learning, and then our spiritual journey, our spiritual journey can evolve, and this is just, we don't live forever. That's why it's just so important to kind of like get across, to kind of point, pay attention to things that are making us feel unhappy, and the things that we know subconsciously, even consciously, that came to an end, but we just keep on trying. So this is going to be an important moment here, but also it is the bright future. It's going to become evident, the bright future that you will have. The optimism is going to be absolutely huge, because now the bright future is going to become evident, and it's also going to become in an option that you are going to have a certain prospects that you didn't have before, certain option that you didn't have before. This is so good, and also it's going to make you feel so optimistic that you're going to feel super brave as well. So you will feel ready for anything, but especially the certain disappointed moment that you had not that long ago when it comes to the certain part of your financial situation. Now this is going to change, and there's a really wonderful balance coming through, really wonderful balance coming forward. And it's just like it's just like basically the certain family member that maybe didn't really, or certain person that was struggling financially, and that was just really something very kind of like a very heavy that was going on. So that is just going to come to an end as well. So there's a certain friend that means to you so much, or a family member that was struggling, it's coming to an end, and that is going to be so good for you, because it's going to come to an end because they did something, and it was really good, it was the right thing to do, and it's going to surprise you, but it's going to be really good. But on another hand, this is actually going to give you really beautiful confidence. This is going to inspire you, this is going to make you feel really optimistic, and it's the whole new inspiration and potential that you're going to have through this. You're going to like it. For once, you will be happy for what they did and what it happened, but then on another hand, you're going to feel very like, wow, well done, that's amazing. But it is going to give you food for thoughts. It is going to make you think. It is going to make you realize something, and this is going to be really good, because it's going to inspire you. And this type of inspiration is just so good. Every time when we are going through something new, every time when we are inspired by something, every time when we are having a really busy month, it's good to get like something like a red carnelian, absolutely beautiful red carnelian. It's really good crystal for Virgo, and it's also going to help you with communication. It's going to help you with the grounding. It's going to help you with expression. It's going to help you with expressing yourself, but also with communication in between you and other people. But especially when you come across people that you don't like, that are making you feel like a nervous, then they take lots of energy from us. So that's why you wear red carnelian. It helps you like just to boost your energy levels. It helps you to feel good. It helps you to feel grounded, but it helps you with the communication levels most importantly. I highly suggest you to wear like a red carnelian throughout July 2019. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And by buying this, you're also supporting my channel as well. Okay, so now the second part of July, my gorgeous Virgolinis, it's actually going to start with competition, like a competition, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, and it's gonna be really busy. Now the second part of mid-July is gonna be ridiculously busy. It's so good, you will be making really important decisions to take care of yourself. You will be taking care of yourself, but also it's going to be really busy when it comes to competition, work, security, and power. Very important moment when it comes to competition, because you're going to be part of the competition, and that It's going to be very happy for you. That is going to be very good for you. And that is just going to be like a very successful competition for you, because most certainly it's going to help you directly with the financial situation, directly with your money, directly with your power in general. This is so good because it's going to help you to realize that there is a very big moment about to happen in your life, you know, and that is all due to your hard work. And you know what else I see? A really beautiful wish. I see a really beautiful wish that it's going to come through, come forward, my gorgeous Virgos, and that beautiful wish is just something that you were focusing on, and something that you wanted to do for a while now. And you know, for the last 36 months, you know, this was a very important part of your life that you wanted to pay attention to, you see. And it's just something that is going to help you to move on, you know, something that is just going to bring you back your happiness, something that is going to make you feel really satisfied, something that is going to give you life again, something that is going to kind of like you know, something that you knew that you needed to kind of like also do something about and change, you know, something that became stale, a certain part of your life became stale, and this is all about to change. This is all going to change. And that wish that I'm talking about, it's exactly what you need in order to be free. It's time to release all those emotional baggages. It's time to release all this negative karma. It's time to get rid of the people that they shouldn't be there anymore. I'm saying these people who are draining our energy, people whose spiritual energy came to an end without spiritual energy, people whose karma and spiritual journey came to an end without spiritual journey. You know, it's just time to focus and think about those people in our lives, those people around us that are toxic. So we don't want toxicity, we don't want toxic people, we don't want toxic energy. So this is an important moment in time. There is so much that is going to shed at this moment indeed, and that in itself, you know, just like that was a powerless situation for you that was there for a while. You couldn't do much, you know, you knew it, but you were just going and going and going. But you're gonna hear something, you know, so you're gonna hear something, and the certain worries, you know, about someone, they will become evident. You know, you will be right, you know, you're right, you know. Now on another hand, you know, there's a whole new beginning. You know, this is so good because from the yin yang, we've got the yin yang situation. There is a beautiful new beginning that you're going to have, and that is just going to make you feel really ecstatic, and it's going to wake up a little child in you, you know. We forget how to be happy, we forget how to smile, we forget how happy we used to be in our childhood. So the happiness from the childhood is also going to become very evident here indeed. Very powerful time. And also there's something from the past, you know, there is something that you kind of like something from the past is going to bring you a powerful insight into what you do now. But it's very important to say that if it's from the past, if it's from the childhood, this is going to be an important moment in time, because it's just going to mark and start a brand new beginning of a certain spiritual journey. It's so good, because it's going to evolve your spirit to go on the same level at the same time. Certain moderation, it's also going to become evident. By the time we get to the last part of July, it's all going to be very important for you to pay attention to your home. What changes you want to make? What changes did you want to make? Did you want to bring certain crystals into your home? Did you want to bring certain new pictures? You know, did you want to bring certain objects? This is so important. I keep on saying. And also when it comes to the energy, it's always important to keep on moving and changing things around, moving and changing things about, because it is not good for the stale energy to be like that, to just keep on having all the furniture and everything exactly the same forever. You know, it's always good to keep on changing, okay? And it's also when we have furniture, it's just make sure it's not too close to each other, you know. Oops, make sure that I'm so clumsy today. Make sure that the furniture is not too close to each other. It needs to be certain space in between, and this is all for the good energy. And also an important moment in time, because a lot is going to be going on in your life and throughout July, my babies, and sometimes, you know, we just go through these energy fields, we go through these energies, we go through these vibrations, and we pick up this energy, and we pick up this vibration ourselves, and then we take this home, you know, and things like that. And then it's the energy is energy, you know, and that's why it's so important to take a smudge, to smudge your home. You know, you should be doing this like once a month, you know. Because of the job I do, because of the people I come across, because of the people who I see, sometimes people have a very strong and very heavy energy. We all do sometimes, you know, it all depends on the people's karma, and sometimes I put a couple of bags of salt around me, you know, this is true. And then I also like kind of use like this, I smudge my home like once a week really, but you should be maybe doing it like about once a month at least, you know. You smudge the home with a dry sage. Dry sage have been used, people have been using it for many hundreds of years. This is amazing, this is incredible, because it has got the ability, once you smoke the home, once you smudge your home with this, you know, it's just get rid of all the negative energy, the stale energy, the negative spirits, or any wandering spirits that could have been about, you know. You just send them away, send them on their journey, send them away by doing this. And by smudging the home, basically you just close all the windows, you close all the doors, you go into every single room in the house, you say like a little prayer, or you say a little message if you want, or you say a little affirmation, daily mantra while you're doing it, you know, at the same time. And make sure, you know, you light this, make sure you have a saucer underneath, because it's very, very messy. So you need to have a little plate or a little saucer underneath, okay, and go to every single room, make sure it's smoked to the like point, like wow. And then at the end, when you've done every single room, you open all the windows, you know, and then as the smoke goes by, the negative energy goes away, the negative spirits goes away, any spirits that could have been there go away. And you will see, if you feel like a little bit weird, you know, the next day, because you smudge yourself at the same time, which is brilliant. And if you feel like a little bit weird, if you feel like a little bit negative, if you feel like a little bit drained, you know, that's actually quite good. And as drained you feel the next day, that's actually better, because it means that a huge amount of negative energy was actually in you, within you, and it was drained, you know, it was taken away with this smudging. So that's why it's good to feel drained, because it means that the negative energy from you is gone away. This my sage smudge stick you can buy in my shop as well, and the link is in the description below. And by buying this, you're supporting my channel as well. Okay, so this is what I highly recommend. The third, you see, let me just take the cards that I dropped. Gosh, I'm so clumsy. Okay, today I'm super clumsy. Okay, so now basically, oh, Linda, there is a spirit called Linda. There is a spirit called Linda here. To whoever this may mean something, Linda is saying hello. The spirit Linda, the spirit of Linda is here, and she's saying hello. And there is also something to do with the number 7 as well. Very, very significant with this spirit. Okay, so Linda is saying hello. Right, okay, so now the last part of July 2019 is just like, ooh la la. It's gonna bring you like a little bit, on another hand, it's gonna bring a little bit of like an indecisive situation. But an indecisive situation, you will not know what to do. And this is a lot to do with a certain control over the situation that you started having just recently. Something changed, and that is going to make you indecisive, and you're gonna need to accept something. In order to be indecisive, in order not to be indecisive forever, you're going to accept something. There is a certain acceptance that is going to become significant here. And once you do this, you know, the waters are going to become a little bit wavy, and the waters are going to become just a little bit murky, but they need to become murky in order to become really clear. Okay, and so that, and then it's going to cause a little bit of like some kind of situation at the end of July, where you're not going to be too sure, and it's going to be a little bit of setback. Things are going to change just slightly, a little bit in your situation, and it's going to blow you away a little bit. But this is going to be good blow away. You know, this is going to be good blow away. Yeah, it is going to be good. You know, and it's basically, yeah, and it's just, you know what? That is exactly what it needs to happen. That is exactly what it needed to happen. A little bit of a situation that is going to be like a little bit negative. It's going to surprise you. It's going to make you realize something kind of negative about someone, but you know, straight away, almost immediately, that situation, my gorgeous Virgos, almost immediately, it's going to give you a chance to look at the situation from a completely different angle, but also almost immediately, this is going to be the time of your rebirth, of your happiness, of your pure beauty and happiness, because you will realize like a huge turning point when it comes to your future planning. Something, it's just going to become available here to you, and it's just going to be so good, and it's always going to start making sense, and you're going to say to you, why I haven't done this before, oh my god. So this is going to be absolutely brilliant. Okay, and what else I was going to say is just basically, it's all about the future planning, future. At the end of July, it's going to be the moment in time when you're going to have a very important and powerful information about your future, and your future most certainly is going to be super bright. I like this because also, you know, it's going to bring you the whole new generosity and balance, you know, but then again, when it comes to the actual teamwork, this is going to be a great moment in time when it comes to teamwork and people working together to create something very special, and it's going to be so good. What else the end of July is going to bring? It's actually going to be like a certain realization about your skills, certain realization about what you do, and certain realization about what you want to do. For those of you that are looking for work, please keep on applying for as much as you can. If you're not having a job, you know, or if you want to move on from your job, keep on like applying as much as you can, because the end of July, or especially, is going to be very promising, very strong, and very powerful when it comes to you actually getting something very significant. But it's so much to do with your skills, and so much with what you do, and so much with what you like doing, but it's also rediscovery about something very special that is going to make you feel very optimistic on one hand, very satisfied on the other hand, and it's just going to open the whole new window for opportunities for you. Absolutely mind-blowing, my goodness. Okay. And also, it's a very important moment when it comes to the family. Huge issue, it's coming to an end. Some kind of recognition is going to become evident, and honor that you are going to have. You're going to feel very, very happy, because for one hand, you know, it's going to be a homecoming time, joy, family, very, very important time for the family, very important time for reconnections, very important time for connections in general, very important time of like a meeting people, going out, but also it's the time of the family connection and reconnection. This is just so significant, because there is also somebody from the past that you haven't seen in a while. It's going to come through forward, and it's just going to put a big smile on your face as well. Very important moment for you indeed. But it's just at the end of July, it's just going to be so important, like seriously, like wow. Okay, my gorgeous babies, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to shuffle this cards, and I'm going to concentrate on those of you that are actually in relationship. For those of you that are in relationship, it's just like basically it's a very financially, this is going to be a great month. Financially, this is going to be a huge month, and it's also going to be required from you to do something and to make a decision with your partner. You and your partner are both going to be part of something very special, but it's going to require from you to make a really powerful decision. The decision that you're going to make is going to be very wise, and the decision that you are going to make is just going to be like kind of like very wise, but you will know it's wise, and both of you did it, both of you will do it, and both of you will agree about something, and that in itself is going to unfold like there is no tomorrow. So by the end of the month, you are going to have a certain accomplishment. So it's going to be very important month for the relationships. And you know why? Because there is going to be the certain accomplishment that you are going to have, and the certain accomplishment that you are going to have is going to have an effect on your relationship, and that effect on your relationship is going to be everything. That effect on your relationship, it's also going to make you on one hand realize how powerful your partner is, but on another hand, it's also going to make you realize that there is a decision that you're both going to make. The decision that you're both going to make this month, it's something that you kind of, something that has been around for a while. The decision that you're both going to need to make, it's also going to be very significant for your both relationship. There is a certain problem that is going to come through, certain issue that is going to come through, and certain inconvenience that you're going to feel. And that is going to make you feel like a little bit uncertain about like a certain emotions when it comes to your partner. It's like a certain, please don't get me wrong, but it's an uncertainty that you're uncertain about, and you need to sit down and you need to discuss this. You need to realize this, because there is an element of like a maybe not really trusting completely, okay? Not really trusting completely. So this is what you need to do. Yeah, you need to realize, why do you feel so defensive sometimes, or why your partner is feeling so defensive when they shouldn't feel defensive. So this is the problem, is that you're going to need to sit down and you're going to need to discuss something, you know, the certain problem, the certain issues that is most certainly going to have an impact on your relationship, okay? It is just all about the change that is going to happen after that moment in time, after that point, and it's so much going to come out of it, okay? So now what am I going to do is I'm going to shuffle these cards and I'm going to connect to those of you that are single and ready to mingle. Now let me tell you something, like this is going to be probably one of the most significant months for you, because it's going to be the months of freedom, the months of happiness, the months of beauty, the months of love, the months of flirtation. You're going to feel very sexy, you're going to be sexy, you're going to be very radiant, you're going to play with your fashion sense, you're going to be very spiritually active when it comes to you connected to your clothes, you connected to your style, you're going to be very like adventurous when it comes to that. But this is so important, because at the same time this is going to help you to discover certain things about yourself, because when you're playing like this, you're playing with the energy, you're playing with yourselves, and then at the same time you are inviting so much new into your life. There are going to be lots of changes that you are going to have this month. Indeed, there are going to be lots of changes. It's going to be really busy months. This is going to be months when you're going to be exploring a lot. This is going to be months when you're going to be meeting quite a lot of people, and you are going to like it a lot. It seems like this is going to be so busy months, and it's going to turn out to be way busier than what you actually thought, okay? At around the time when you're booking a certain journey, you see, there is also going to be very important spiritual message for you, because you are going to book some kind of trip or journey away. But at around the time when you do this is also going to be the moment in time when you're going to realize a certain place to go to. And that place to go to, that you're going to realize this is going to make sense to you later on. What else I was going to say, do you know what's quite interesting as well? That you're going to have a couple of things you see happening this month. Again, I'm seeing this, look at this, interesting, very interesting, even for the single ones. You see, it is going to be really big change you're going to go through. It is going to be very significant, and also it's so interesting, because somebody, it's just going to be part of your mind, not like that you're going to see an old lover, not that the old lover is going to necessarily return, but it's just in your mind. It is just going to be like, you're going to feel vavavumish when you think about your ex-partner or somebody that you've been with, but you shouldn't really. It's the wrong person. So this is going to happen first, in the first part of July, and then after that moment, you see, I've dropped the cards again. After that moment, you see, it is just going to be a really important realization. And also at around the time, you see, this is another, the same card, you see, I took out, very, very interesting, you see, because it looks like you're gonna kind of like almost, what this means is that you're gonna start feeling connected to the slightly different spirituality when it comes to the actual people. You're gonna start feeling connected to the different elements within people. This is so powerful, because it's purely what this meant. This card meant that it was just a certain people that you burnt yourself with, certain situations you burdened yourself with, certain problems you had in your past in relationships, certain problems you had with certain people. This is all going to make sense to you, and you're going to be able to use this like your shield, and you're going to be able to protect yourself with this, instead of just doing the same problem or the same mistake again. And this is very important, because this is most certainly the significant time for you, because you're going to learn something and your spirit is going to evolve here. And then also an important moment in time, it's going to be that to remember that actually not to kind of like hold any grudge against someone or anything like that, you know, just a release and let it go. It's just so good. It's absolutely brilliant, you know, especially when it comes to the, you know, to your karma and to your spiritual journey and things like like that. This is so powerful because you are going to really enjoy yourself. You're gonna find out about yourself so much. And also let me tell you that there is someone very, very special that is going to come through this month. Very special that you're going to meet. And this person is going to change everything. This person is going to make you feel so good about yourself. This person is going to make you feel so vavavoomeish about yourself. It is just the way they're going to look at you. It is just the way you're going to look at them. It is just about this very, very strong connection you're going to have with this person, like almost straight away, basically, indeed. And this is going to be somebody that you're going to meet this month. This is somebody that you're going to see your future with, like almost straight away. Do you know what? Let me tell you, my babies, that you are going to meet somebody, you know, whom you are going to feel that you have so much in common with. First, you're going to look at them, you're going to feel like, oh my God, you know, they're so gorgeous, they would never fancy me. And then this is how they're going to be. But then, you know, it is just like basically that you will get an attention back, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant. And you will want to take these things further so much. You will meet this person at around the time when you're focusing on something new to learn. You're going to meet this person when you hear a certain message, certain news, but it's also going to do with, it's going to be connected to the certain learning experience that you're going to have. And this is going to be somebody very special. This is going to be somebody who you're going to feel so happy with, and this is going to be somebody that you like. When you meet this person, you will feel like you've never felt before. Very beautiful person inside out indeed. Virgolinis, my beautiful babies, be prepared to be swept off your feet, because once you meet this person, everything is going to change. And it's happening when it's July, number 7, the month of love, the month of power, the month of spirituality. You've got it all. Absolutely brilliant. My gorgeous, my beautiful, my ever so precious, my powerful Virgos, I love you all to bits. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you healing, brightest blessings, love and light to all of you. Okay, my gorgeous Virgos, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium.